One sentence. That's all it takes to add 10 to 15% to your job offer before you even sign a single document. Most candidates leave thousands of dollars on the table because they treat negotiation like a confrontation rather than a professional business case. In this deep dive, we are breaking down the exact structure of a sentence that lowers recruiter resistance and anchors your total value. The sentence is not magic. The structure is the magic. It's built on 4 psychological pillars: enthusiasm, evidence, target range, and flexibility. The core idea is simple. Most candidates lose money after the offer because they improvise. When you wing it, you sound defensive. When you use a script, you sound decisive. Negotiation is a conversation about value, not a battle over a budget. If you haven't prepared your evidence, you've already lost your leverage. Let's talk about the psychology of the first number. In negotiation, the first number mentioned, the anchor, sets the mental boundaries for the entire discussion. If the company gives you a number first, you are mentally pulled toward it. To win, you must reset that anchor with your own strategic sentence. Research from the Harvard Program on Negotiation confirms that candidates who use structured strategies significantly improve their starting compensation. They emphasize the power of anchoring, setting a baseline that shapes the entire discussion without sounding rigid or demanding. Part 1. Enthusiasm. You start by lowering their guard. If a recruiter thinks you're going to decline, they stop fighting for you internally. By leading with excitement, you signal that you are a closer. You become an asset they want to secure, not a budget problem they need to solve. Psychologically, your enthusiasm creates a safe environment for the recruiter. It makes them feel like the deal is close, which motivates them to go the extra mile. Part 2. Scope. You must ground your ask in the job's reality. Mentioning the scope we discussed reminds them of the specific value you bring. This shifts the conversation from what you want to what the role requires. It transforms a personal request into a business-based necessity. Use the information you gathered during the interview. If they mentioned a specific pain point or a high-growth target, weave that into your scope statement. Part 3. Market data. Never use your personal bills or expenses as a reason for a raise. Use external evidence. Data is your only leverage. Where do you get your data? Look at PayScale for broad ranges, Glassdoor for company specifics, and Levels.fyi for tech-heavy roles. Check at least 3 sources. Verify the data against your specific city and level of experience. A senior manager in New York is priced differently than one in Austin. Be precise. When you cite market data for your specific level, industry, and location, you aren't being greedy, you're being objective. It's hard to argue with math. Recruiters are trained to push back on entitlement. They are not trained to push back on verified third-party market research. Use that to your advantage. If the company mentions internal equity, counter with market value. You aren't just comparing yourself to the team, you're comparing yourself to the world. Part 4. Value. This is where you connect the data to you personally. Why do you deserve the top of that specific market range? Think in terms of return on investment. Can you show how your work saved a previous company $100,000 or generated $1 million in sales? When you quantify your impact, your salary request stops being a cost and starts being an investment. High-value candidates get high-value offers. Highlight your specific experience in the core pillars of the role. Show them that paying you more is actually a better ROI for the company. Part 5. The target range. Anchoring is a psychological tool. By providing a range, you set the boundaries of the discussion in your favor. Always make your target number the bottom of your range. If you want 120,000, ask for 120 to 135. Psychologically, they will aim for the bottom of your range. This is called the bolstering range. It signals your target while leaving room for the recruiter to feel like they negotiated you down. Always use the word package, not only salary. As Deepak Malhotra suggests, negotiate the whole job offer, not just the base. After you state your range, stop talking. The silence that follows is your most powerful negotiation tool. Most candidates speak because they are nervous. Let the recruiter process the information. The discomfort of the silence will often lead them to fill the gap with information about their budget or flexibility. McKinsey research on total rewards breaks this down into fixed pay, variable bonuses, and long-term incentives. Each is a lever you can pull. Understand the mix. In some companies, the base salary is hard-capped, but the signing bonus or equity pool is much more flexible. Know which bucket is full. Benefits like healthcare and retirement matches are often non-negotiable, but they contribute to your total net value. Factor them into your calculation. It also includes non-cash rewards, flexibility, specialized training, and additional leave. Don't leave these off the table during your pitch. Part 6. Flexibility. This is your safety valve. It shows you are reasonable, collaborative, and focused on the partnership, not just the payout. When you say you are flexible on structure, you move from a zero-sum game to a collaborative problem-solving session. You are helping them hire you. This phrasing gives the recruiter the freedom to move money between different budget lines, like shifting from salary to a relocation allowance. A salary no is not always a package no. By being flexible on the structure, you give the recruiter multiple ways to say yes to you. Timing is everything. You use this sentence only after a written offer is in your hands, never during the initial phone screen or first interview. Once you have the numbers, take 24 hours to analyze the full package before deploying the script. Silence is a powerful tool. If the negotiation is verbal, always follow up with a summary email. I appreciate our conversation today regarding the $125,000 package. I'm excited to review the updated offer. This locks in the gains and ensures there are no misunderstandings when the final contract is generated. Documentation is protection. Do not use this if you haven't done your research. A random number without market backing will make you look uninformed and entitled. In junior roles, your leverage is often your potential and your cost effectiveness. Focus on assigning bonus or professional development funds. In senior roles, the base salary is just the start. Focus on long-term incentives, performance multipliers, and equity vesting schedules. If the company is in a hiring freeze or you lack clear evidence of your impact, a 15% bump might be unrealistic. Diagnose the situation first. If they say the base salary is strictly fixed, shift the conversation immediately. Ask for a sign-on bonus to bridge the first-year gap. A sign-on bonus is a one-time cost for the company, but a huge gain for you. It compensates for the low base salary in your first 12 months. If you are leaving a bonus behind at your current job, use that as a direct justification for the sign-on request. It's a make-whole provision. Equity and extra time off are often managed by different budgets. One door closing doesn't mean the entire house is locked to you. If you have a competing offer, don't use it as a threat. Use it as a preference highlight. I prefer this team, but the package gap is significant. Be honest, but strategic. Telling a recruiter that their company is your top choice gives them the incentive to push the budget to win you over. Ask them to bridge the gap between their current offer and your other option. This frames it as a collaborative challenge, not a demand. This makes the recruiter your ally. You're giving them the ammunition they need to go to finance and ask for more money to win you over. If they still say no, don't walk away immediately. Diagnose the why. Is it the budget, the level, or internal equity with the existing team? Ask, is there a specific constraint preventing a higher offer? This information is gold for your next move or your 6-month review. If the budget is truly capped, pivot to the performance review date. I understand. Can we agree to reevaluate my compensation in 6 months? Sometimes a no today is a yes in 6 months. Get that commitment in writing as part of your final acceptance package. Once you reach an agreement, switch modes immediately. Become the enthusiastic, collaborative team member you promised to be. Your professional reputation starts now. A clean, respectful negotiation builds a foundation of mutual respect with your new employer. To recap, enthusiasm, scope, data, value, range, and flexibility. This is your evidence-based blueprint for a better career. Negotiation is a skill that compounds over time. The extra 10% you get today becomes the baseline for every raise you get in the future. Remember, negotiation is not about winning. It's about establishing your professional worth before the work begins. Don't leave your value behind. Comment "sentence" below, and I'll send you the full script pack and negotiation checklist directly to your inbox. This checklist has helped thousands of job seekers anchor their value and walk into their new roles with the package they deserve. Next, watch this to ensure you don't kill your leverage during the interview process. Subscribe for more evidence-based career strategy. Building a high-value career is a marathon, not a sprint. We're here to help you win every step of the way. See you in the next video.